Hey there, welcome back to the Temple of the Holy Beard. I'm Pastor Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022, and this video is another entry from the Encyclopedia of Misused and Misunderstood Words. Um, Today's word is duress. Duress. I'm going to be paraphrasing from definitions.net and other sources, so you might have heard some of this before. So duress, in short, means harsh treatment or constraint by threat. Essentially, doing or saying something out of threat or pressure. In legal terms, duress refers to a situation where a person performs an act as a result of violence, threat, or other pressure against that person. Um, Black's Law Dictionary defines duress as any unlawful threat or coercion used to induce another to act in a manner they otherwise would not. Um, Duress is pressure exerted um, on the person to get them to act in a way they wouldn't, or do something they normally wouldn't do. You'll see this word used in a legal standpoint sometimes, TVs, movies, reality in some cases, to kind of say that, yeah, I did it, but I did it because I didn't feel as though I had any other choice. You know, that person said they were going to do this to me or my family or whatever if I didn't do that, essentially. But moving on. Um, okay, so duress has two parts essentially. It's distinguished from both due influence, meaning somebody you look up to, um, uh, and it has two aspects. One is that it takes away the person's consent to an act. So you're pressured in a way to where you might regretfully say, "Okay, I'll do it," but you're not actually consenting. Such as performing a sexual activity or entering into a contract, something like that. The second part, as a possible legal defense or justification to an otherwise unlawful act. It says a defendant utilizing the duress defense admits to breaking the law, but claims that he or she is not liable because even though the act broke the law, it was only performed because of extreme unlawful pressure. So, yeah, a criminal law, in criminal law, a duress defense is similar to a plea of guilty, admitting partial guilt, so that if the defense is not accepted, then the criminal act is admitted. What that means is that, if you're in court and you're admitting that you did something under duress. So, in this case, somebody held a gun to your head and said if you didn't, do A, B, and C, they were going to pull the trigger. Okay, well, you didn't want to do A, B, and C. You knew it was wrong, but the alternative was worse. Um, that's one situation. Uh, But at the same time, the court doesn't have to accept the piece about you saying that you did it under duress. That's what it's saying. So, if if you're admitting that you did it under duress, you're admitting that you did it. So if the court doesn't agree that you were under duress, that you were under threat, enough threat or enough pressure to to warrant the idea that you didn't have any other choice, then the court can just throw out that duress and you admitted to doing it. Period. you know, that's that. It can also be used in allegations, like I said, rape, sexual assault, to negate a defense of consent. So for example, person might have been under so much pressure. Again, they might have said, "Okay, I'll do what you want," and then they went through with it, but they were only giving consent because they didn't really have any other option. Um, you do have cases too, where, let's say in the movies, for example, the police put so much pressure on a person. They didn't do it. They weren't guilty, but they were pressured so much to admit that they did until, you know, they're exhausted. Like some of these movies, somebody's being interrogated by the police 24 hours a day for, days on end, and or police or military, what have you, to where they don't feel as though they had any other choice. The only way to make the interrogation stop is to tell them what they want to hear. And that's admitting under duress. Like I said, you kind of hear about that in the movies under military negotiations. I mean, military interrogations, or anything like that. And so anytime that there's so much pressure on it to where the person feels as though they have to say or do what they're being told to say or do, and they don't have any other choice, that's considered duress. So next time you hear the word he admitted under duress, or he showing signs of being under duress, now you know what that means. So if they say that the person showed signs of being under duress, and we didn't realize that they were being robbed at the same time, that's hopefully that makes a little more sense. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you understand a little better what the word duress means. And if you know anybody who needs this definition and could benefit from this video, please don't hesitate to pass it on. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up like button to show your support. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button now before you forget. Again, I'm Pastor Dave for Temple of Holy Beard. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay sane, keep learning. Until next time.